Whoops, sorry about that, folks. I wanted to show you this. And of course it would be so small. Well, now what's going on here? This is weird, right? I think it's my, already my resources have just started to disappear. Amazing. You know what? If anybody wants to do me a favor, yeah, right here. Please give me Bitcoin. Thank you. I need it. I love Bitcoin. Now this actually goes into my poker account, but I do enjoy it, so don't send too much without talking to me, obviously. But I don't think anybody's going to send any. If you do, tell me. I need to know, don't I? I'll notice, but I won't know what's going on and from who. So I'm glad I put that out there. I also am willing to take Bitcoin Cash. Here we are. Bitcoin Cash. Hope that's not too secret. I'll even take Bitcoin SV. So those are my 3 coin accounts. I'm trying to get started into being rich. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before. If anybody's done it, let me know. I've got an excellent connection. Oh, a lot of stuff from Naili. Did I say that right? Naili or Naili? How many syllables? How many syllables in your name? I should check it, but right now I think it's going to be Naili. Naili. Okay, it could be 3 ways, I'm very aware, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, let me close that. I could probably close that for now. Close that for now. I'm sorry I'm delaying. I got excited and I started this stream a minute ago, and that's the actual channel dashboard. What's this? So my previous video, Not Dome Geology, I do have an update, part 2, and I want to say it correctly. This is my streaming thing, and I need to stop recording. That fills up my hard drive very quickly. Very bad, because I'm using very high bit rate. It says here 10,000. I don't know if that was lowered automatically. I don't care. As long as it's, yeah, turn off the recording, because that seems to have been taking up most of the, and it's filling up my disk. Alright, I was going to do a video on Not Dome Geology, and I was going to look at some of these pictures around the world. This is a pre-release map, and I just saw an awesome video about it, and I want to show it to you. I got to get back over here. I'll show you my history, and I just closed it. I was wondering why I had my history open. Hope I don't look anything naughty. I probably did. Let's see this. This is it right here. Pre-release. Yeah, that's it right there. Pre-release. And there was another one. I was watching some House clips. That was funny. I loved House so much. Officer fired. There's an unearthed floating pyramid. I didn't finish that one. I did finish this one by Ancient Architects, but I didn't watch every slide. Now, this one right here, amazing stuff. I don't want to steal too much of it. I'm going to show you the description. But the things he does to the map is incredible. And he talks about maps a lot. And I really recommend it. I wanted to find one slide to show you what he does. And he actually really proved a lot more that I didn't know about this map. There it is. Let's take a look at that. So as you can see, he put it onto the globe. And I think somebody mentioned this. And by the way, here you don't see it on South America, but he actually does stretch it out. I think he does it later on. Let's try it a little bit later. And there's a lot of things. I've talked about this map already. Let's see if he does it here. Is that it? Yeah, that looks more like it. And he used a different type of... oh, let him talk about it. I don't even want to try. He's really good. So I do recommend that highly if you're interested in this map. Naili. Is it Naili? Let me get to the point is that I was going to do that other stuff, and I was going to talk about that Not Dome Geology Part 2. I was going to talk about this a little more. I could kind of summarize what I said was that all this debris, and we're talking about 25 miles across from this side, this cliff, and on this side, this cliff. Now, the middle disc is 23.5 kilometers, but they're not even counting it. Now, according to Niley, if I'm not mistaken, there was another gentleman using a different name on Facebook, and I get mixed up, actually, who says what. But I'm giving credit to Niley because he's here, and he's told me a lot. This word Rishat means depression. Now, Adi looked up in French, and I didn't see anything, but all I'm saying is if it was dome geology, as shown here, you see a gradual rising up, and then a falling, and then a rising up and a falling. You don't see that here. And these lines aren't really anything near what I see happening here, like a rising up and falling. You see an actual like residual line here, and if I'm not mistaken, that's almost like it was part of a ring, like 1, 2, 3, and then you've got the island. Is that it? 3 rings? Let's double check everything. That is a ring. I don't know if it's really. I'm thinking of Plato's account of Atlantis right now, and I can look that up in a second. You can find stuff online. And I did also organize a lot of stuff. I do want to show this off really quick. Let me close this. I guess I can reset it, right? All ancient. This has everything. And I'm not going to zoom in on it, but you can see a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is high res. There should not be any personal pictures in here. There should not be any personal nudies or anything like that. I went through and took out anything personal, my resume, anything not related to the topic of ancient civilization. Now, there is a wide variety of stuff. For example, conflagration. So we can look at a few of these. You know, I've taken a lot over the last 2 years. Remember that video I mentioned yesterday, Rishat Dome Formation? I do want to understand what Randall Carlson said about this mega breccia that occurred in the Rishat Dome. I don't know where this picture came from. I should probably search that picture. Let me do a screenshot of it real quick before I forget. This picture here. I don't know where it came from. It looks like it was probably grabbed. It says in the corner C. Maybe we can find it and find where that came from. I'd like to know more about this, because he said something about 100,000 years ago that was formed by humans. 100,000 years ago, formed by humans in North Africa. So that goes against a lot. I don't know. Let me save that real quick on my desktop. All right, now I was looking for my map photos from my ever popular, probably the most popular ancient civilization video I've got, and I've got very few. If you want to search it real quick, let's have a quick look at my point. I know I'm stalling, but if I go to my videos, I really want to click that bell and see what the thing was, and I want to see. I need to go to my channel. And I need to search the videos this way. Go to videos here. And then sort by most popular. Well, you can see the Electric Universe videos were still very popular. And I'm going to probably have to revamp those. My very popular video shown Taipei, is just clickbait. That's not, I don't want to mislead you. I don't get it. It's not monetized either, so it doesn't matter. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... of my top 10 videos are regarding Electric Universe. This one was really popular, Kuala Lumpur Airport, but it was this maps video. I almost have 50,000 views. My very first ESL video doesn't start until number 12. Manson Girls photos. Did you know my grandmother took some mugshots from California State Prison, and they happened to be of the Manson Girls when they were getting put in. So you might want to watch that one. I don't know why this HTC One X10 unboxing was so good. That phone's gone, and I'm pretty glad it's gone. I love my new Oppo. But look at that map video right there. Ancient maps showing Atlantis. It went viral, and I made like probably, I don't want to say $1,000, but maybe $500 off this video. or maybe I should say at that time, because this video got popular as well, with the Dorito potato chip. It's not a potato, it's a Dorito corn chip in the thumbnail. And this one, Castles of Atlantis, just military forts, sorry bright insight. And that one was something I did when I realized what the castles were. And bright insight's what turned me on to this whole Atlantis connection, obviously. However, what we really want to focus on is this one. This is one of the favorite things, and I've learned so much. That's the best part. I've learned so much. First thing I need to do is go back to the beginning. And I don't know, I guess I have some extra stuff I stuck in here for some reason. I'm not really sure. I guess the major point here, yeah, this is a really interesting thing, and let me talk about it. What we see here is this, oh, I just heard it yesterday on the video, this projection here. What do you call this? I forgot it. Let me see if I can get to the next one. No? I'll tell you later. This type of projection, it's not a flat Earth map, okay? It's not a flat Earth map because it shows it shows both poles. It shows the North Pole here, it shows the South Pole down here. Now I've cut it off because I want to show you this map. I've shown it for a long time now. It's actually a meme that I got from somebody who's showing all the different megalithic structures along this circle, and I at that time thought, hey, listen, the pole would have had to have been here. Maybe, I think I figured out it was like the tip of Alaska. So if the North Pole used to be here, this would have been the equator. Now the equator had where the pyramid was. Now the pyramid is now located the same measurement of the speed of light from the new equator. The new equator is there. Right there. So that's the speed of light in degrees, minutes, and seconds. Now, one more thing that I wanted to point out, which is with the red arrow, is guess what else is on this line? Guess what else is on this line? Oh, yeah, the Rashat structure. Look at that. Now, you can see that's Morocco. This is Mauritania, and you can see it goes right through. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's not Morocco. Morocco's here. This is, what do you call it? I always forget it. It's such a simple name, and I always forget it because I believe it's really part of Morocco. Anyways, that line right there goes to the Eye of the Sahara, which is right there. Right where my arrow is. Okay, right here. That's the Eye of the Sahara, and it's on this line. So maybe there was some type of a pre-axial pole shift that we had of the... Oh, by the way, this is the axial projection. This map is the axial projection. And there could have been some type of a pole shift from Alaska to here. This is current North Pole. But the Alaska North Pole, that was the one that would have correlated with this as a previous. It's about 23.5 degrees off. So, I don't know. 23.5 degrees actually is the same as our precession. Well, see, there you go. Our precession of the equinox is 23.5 degrees. And of course, if you don't know where these little notches are on this map, and this is a modern day map, but it's been all distorted for the axial projection. This is the area where the Rashat River, the ancient Taman Rasset River came out. This is Cape, well, according to most of these ancient maps, Cape Miric and Capo Blanco, Cape and Capo. Sometimes I say Capo, sometimes I say Cape. Cape Blanco, Cape Miric, and of course down below for reference is Cape Verde. And that's where the Senegal River starts. So, between these three capes, we've got the Senegal River coming out way, way down. And then we've got up above, and there's a couple other capes. There's Cape Barbas, and Punto de Sintra up here. It's another little thing you sometimes can see on these ancient maps, as far as I'm concerned. And you can see the main one here. This is, of course, Nouakchott is right there. So Dakar, I don't really care much about that. The Senegal comes out between Nouakchott and Dakar. And between Knockshot and Capoblanco is Cape Myrick, and this is the place where the river came out. I used to wonder if the river came out at Knockshot. Well, obviously it probably did too. If not, then it all came out here, but then there were plenty of inland rivers. Here's an ancient Roman map. I mean, we're talking about 2,000 years old. But if you look at this map, you realize compared to the Piri Reis map, it was they didn't know anything. I mean, you can see Africa over here. So they did know that there was a lake in there. If I turn it sideways, and let me turn it sideways. And also, I really wanted to check the comments at this time. Let me exit the presentation and check the comments at this time. Yeah, I understand Berber, and that is the people. Now, maybe we can make a connection between the Berbers and the Atlanteans. Aulad Nal tribe, Sahara. I'm going to have to look this one up now because you told me where you're from. Is that okay if I Google it? Because that will give me maps and maybe understand more about... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Uh-oh. Careful the nudity. Okay, well, we've got... where is it on maps? I want to see it on maps. Why didn't it have a... You need a wiki. What's this? The Getty? Oh, you're from Southern California. Okay, got it. Okay, let me get back to this for now, and then I'll check that out later. I don't want to get too personal online, live. Here it is, Africa from the opening titles of Casablanca. Rio de Oro is the old name of that country, but the new name is coming soon. I always forgot it. Let me just find it and answer the question now before I forget. See all these maps? I did a lot of stuff in here. Oh, 1800s has it, right? I think they still call it Rio de Oro. Going up. See, that's the Piri Reis map. That was actually in the 1500s. I don't know why it's there. It shouldn't be there. Let me move that out of there. Where's that? The most modern map I have is 1800s. I think I have another one here. See, I have everything. That has it. Western Sahara. All right. Now, maybe you can tell me more about your opinion between Western Sahara and Morocco. I understand there's landmines. I understand that there are walls of sand. I've looked at them in the maps. One of my favorite things in Morocco is this. I'll show you because I want to go... Oh, maybe I'll get out of the Getty and use that. Now I can change it to satellite, right? So if I go in here, this is Morocco. If you want to take another look, those are the Canary Islands. And right over here is this point, but I'm going over here. There's a river. And I follow the river, and in here you can find this little cliff. And one of my favorite things to come and visit is right here. Where is it? Did I get lost again? I always get lost. Oh, it's right here? Now I'm lost. Okay, let me find it one more time. You know, there's a bunch of... I discovered there's some new structures nearby it, but I'm not seeing those structures. Where is it? Maybe I'm really lost. Maybe this map is different. Let me try one more time. I think it's right here. There's some... Alright, anyways, I don't want to waste much time, but... and does this even rotate? Can I turn this thing? I don't want my permission. I want... Okay, never mind. I'm not going to be able to... Oh, there it is. This is it right here. Well, that looked like it, but I guess I'm going to have to just go slowly. Never mind. I'll show you another time. This is I was just looking at it yesterday. I thought I had it. Is it right there? I think it's right here. Okay, that's it. This is the structures. Now these types of walls are all over Morocco. But the thing that I like to go and look at, and I would love to go here specifically to look at this, is this tumulus right here. And you can see the tumulus is on this plane up here. I wouldn't really call it a plane now, but I don't know what you call it. I'm not a geologist. But that tumulus right there, pointing west, I might add, there's probably something right there. There's also another tumulus that used to exist right there. And you might even see one more. I can't remember anymore if I found another one, or maybe it turned out to be the other same part, something else. But this tumulus must have... That is it. That is a tumulus. And it did get eaten away by this. If you don't know what you're looking at, I didn't when I first saw this. I got tricked. If I could rotate this counterclockwise... Oh, there it is. Let me try this. There we go. Sorry, I guess I don't know. Did I get this controller? Because it wasn't available earlier. This is one of my favorite things. And you can see that you've got several things that happened here. I mean, they put this thing here. Now, do you think that this and this, which one's older? Well, I believe this is older. And I think this happened later. The reason why is we can probably kind of see remnants of another one. And if you visit my friend Zero Control, Anthony Tunstall's, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got, I think I have it right here under, is it under history? To be careful with my, no, not there, it's here. Oh, it's right down, actually I think it's right here someplace. Let me go into history real quick. There. Steam It, Star Maps of an Ancient Time. That Eyes of Sahara collection shows you these tumuli all over North Africa. In fact, please, if you can right now, talk about this tumuli that I've shown you, Nayli. If you can talk about these tumuli and what they are, I'd really love to hear about it because it's been on my mind for a long time now. This is the Moroccan tumuli. But the tumuli, and I'm saying tumulus as a singular form, tumuli as a plural. If you could give me any feedback on that or anything else, let me know. Anthony does not believe that it was a burial site. And I at first disagreed, but now with my understanding that ancients did have some type of a flying ability, I think maybe it's more than that, but it points directly west. It's right there by the ocean. Maybe it's pointing east, not west. I mean, I don't know if it's an arrow or if it's something different. Anthony thinks it has to do with water. And since this used to be... Okay, so when was the last time... Okay, now I've got to go back. When was the last time we... Is that it? I got lost again. When was the last time we... I think that's it right there. Right there. Oh, there's that place. There's that... I guess somebody lives there, right? I think there's some buildings there. If that's not buildings, then maybe it's like beehives or something. I don't know. It looks like they've got a collection at this end of each one. Maybe that's where the wind is. Are these buildings, houses, or just bushes? So why do they make these things? What are these structures? That's not what I cared as much, but now that I realize that's right there, I never realized it was right there. I was too busy looking at this. And this structure, it seems so large and flat. It seems like if that's a burial structure, I've seen some with a little point right here. I could get into that later. Actually, so I'm just jibber-jabbing about so many things now. I want to stay focused. My promise was to talk about the map. So Rio de Oro, I know there was a lot of gold taken from this desert. This is a European, French West Africa map. So Mauritania and that already, this is all BS really. I mean, even though these maps were produced, I don't think that the tribes that lived there believed this ever. And there was no way to enforce it. Okay, I used to be called 20 Years in Taiwan, but I've been here 25 years. Now I'm trying to get out of here, but now the COVID is keeping me here. YouTube.com/DavidCHansen. That's the name of my channel, but I'm also starting other channels, and I'm going to be populating them with this ancient map material. So I was looking for these photos, but what turned out was I never did save them. I put them all into this presentation, and I never saved any hard photos. All right, another thing that's important to know about let me present it again. Another thing that's important to know, let me make sure I'm heard. I really feel bad going back and forth, but just want to make sure. Just starting other channels, and I'm going to be populating them with this ancient map material. So, okay, the location of that. Let me see if I can send it to you right now. Oh, that's Google Earth. So we'll go to Google Earth, and I will send it to you. How do you prefer it, in Google Earth or in Google? It's right here. Wait. I got lost again. See, I can never remember where it's at. I better turn it. Can I turn it? And go 3D. There it is, right there. No? It's not it. Problem with 3D is it starts to rotate, and I like that, but unfortunately I didn't want it to happen just then. It's right here. There's a road, but I'm going to send you the actual location if I can. How do I find this? I think it's right there, right? It looks like it's right there. That's it, right there. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and I'm going to give you this right here. It's actually, can I even copy that? 27 degrees, 58 minutes, and 03 seconds north. 11 degrees, 25 minutes, and 38 seconds west. The coordinates of the point of the ground directly underneath your cursor. Well, okay, so I don't want it there, I want it here, right? Oh, underneath my cursor. So if I move it here, it changes a little bit. Okay, so what I'll do is, instead of doing that, I think I can, whoops, just copy this and put it in the chat. Doesn't that sound nice? There's actually two there. There's two, and I'd like to know how old they are. I don't think it's possible to know how old those are, but I can tell you two events happened. One is the one that cut away this tumulus. I don't even know anymore. Yeah, tumulus. And then the other event was this river here. Wait a minute, there was two events. This escarpment was created by one event. Oh, and these alluvial fans came after that escarpment. That's it. And I mean, maybe it happened again and again, two directions, but obviously you're always going to get a new edge. So this event came before what you see happening here. I believe that because this would have been washed away. This alluvial fan would have been washed away. This alluvial fan here is it's 200 meters. So if you're going to have another flood, it's going to wash away this alluvial fan. So how old is this alluvial fan? Ask a geologist. How old is this escarpment? Ask a geologist. Maybe there's some other things around here that we can see. Back to the maps. I know. I sent you the link, and there's more. I mean, check my other videos or check Anthony's links, and you can see that there are thousands of those all over, all the way to the other side of Africa. Although on the other side they turn into different versions, and they're very different. And even the ones down in Mauritania are quite different from the one I just showed you. All right. Where was I? I was talking about who I was, right? So I'm going to get back into the presentation. I'm going to try to avoid leaving the presentation now. So I won't check the chat for a while. I'll probably stop and there's 100 slides here. So this one right here, I think, is from the Christopher Columbus map, if I'm not mistaken. And you can, I don't know if I'm going to see my mouse. Okay, yep. There's clearly Cape Verde. There's clearly Cape Blanco. It's labeled so. And you can see two rivers coming out. And then the one down here is the Senegal. You can totally see a separation from this river structure and this river structure. So I've always talked about this. This is, in my opinion, this is something that the Spanish government already knew about. Now, locating the Eye of Africa is kind of tough. This is I forgot to mention it back here. This line here is the what? Is the Tropic of Cancer, not the Tropic of Capricorn. It's 23.5 degrees. 23.5 degrees north of the equator. So therefore, this is going to be about 22 degrees. Oh no, that's okay. So this is the Tropic of Cancer. That's 23.5. So this is like 22, and this is 20, and then that's the equator. Maybe I'm wrong. What is that? The equator down there? Couldn't be. Maybe that's not. Is that the equator? I don't think so. Maybe later we'll see that map. This is something similar. This is like a related map. So you can see the problem here is that this is okay. That's why it's a little tricky, because you can see this big bite right here. I believe this is the Senegal River. This is the Senegal River. This is the complex, and then this river here shows the ancient Tamanrasset, right there. Again, here you've got the Cape Verde with the two rivers that meet together. Here it's a little different. I think this is Ptolemaic Egyptian related, but I'm not really sure because I forgot all the names. I have the dates on a lot of maps, but I forget why these are not labeled. And you can see these two rivers. I mean, let's look at the real thing again. This is definitely the Senegal River, so you don't see the Tamanrasset. This is Ptolemaic related. And you do see a connection between the Nile River and the Senegal River meeting in the middle at this ancient lake, which really there still is a small version of that lake, is there not? Now, I do believe the word Hodeni is Wadane, underwater, as you told me. If it wasn't you, then it was another guy that I'm mistaking you for, who was using a Facebook name. It's really hard for me because people who are on their YouTube channel, their names are not the same when they're on their Facebook. So I get a little confused. You can see the mud bank out here, and you can see that the mud blocked the entrance to the river that is just north of Hodeni. This is definitely the Tamanrasset. See, it's so much clearer now for me. This is the 1554 Munster Sebastian map. It's got a date on it. And I believe this is what they really had. I believe that river probably still existed 500 years ago. Now, if not, then they're dealing with data they got from older sources. And I'd have to research that. You do see this big lake, and that would be the name of that lake. It's coming soon. I've got it right here. Why isn't it so? It's right here. It's the Maghreb Sea. That's the Maghreb Sea, in my opinion. The ancient Maghreb Sea. I think what I did was I took the best maps and I put them at the top, because I wanted to get to the best ones first. And boy, these really are the best ones. So I believe this is the ancient Maghreb Sea. This is showing, in my opinion, since that would be Cape Verde, this is showing Cape Blanco, and that would be the Tamanrasset leading to the Maghreb Sea. And then leading to across the Sahara, there's one river that comes out here by Sardinia and Sicily. And then over here, they don't show the connection here. That, I believe, is Ptolemaic. This one, I believe, is also Ptolemaic, but it's got the connection. And what those are, that's a mountain. So these are lakes, I guess, huh? These are mountains. These are not lakes. These are not rivers. These are mountains. And I don't know why the rocks are... I think this is upside down. Yeah, it is upside down. Okay, that shows this again. This is one of my favorites because it shows Hodeni. And we know where Wadane is. And we know it's right there by the Eye of the Sahara. And then you see this ancient Tamanrasset going up, almost hitting the Maghreb Sea. This one, this is the Ortelius Abraham, and what I believe is they've got these, I don't want to say it again, I said sperm-shaped lakes and rivers going to the Atlas Mountains. This is right, that's the Canary Islands, so this would be the Cancer, Tropic of Cancer. So this down below it would be, you can see, barely any rivers penetrating. We've got this one, Senegal, I believe that's Cape Verde, I believe this would be it here. You don't see Huadain. You see Teguni, you see another river just north going to the mountains, and another one here, and another one here. Who knows why there's so many rivers in North Africa coming from the mountains, but I guess in 1584, maybe he was looking more at the land formation, not the actual flow of water. Okay, this one right here, I believe this is like one of the old Ptolemaics. I think we can see that written right here. And this is Africa, and you can see it's very, very inferior. You can still see a river going through to the Nile. This is one of the oldest ones. I don't want to spend any time looking at this. We do have a couple of little, I mean, if this is the Mediterranean, this is the sorry, what are the, why can't I name that place? The what's of Hercules? Anyways, we'll get it soon. And then you've got these islands going down along like that. Plato probably knew these as the Diver Islands. This is what I think of when I think of Plato. Plato writing about what he knows to be the Diver Islands. And look, you do have an island here. You've got a whole bunch of islands in the Mediterranean. I don't really know what that's about. Well, we know that's not really true, though. And maybe if we look closer, maybe those are boats or something. I don't know. Or maybe those are little notes. I really don't understand what it is. There's a lot of notes all over the place. Maybe he wrote a note and he didn't want to cover the note, so he went around it with his ink. Now this, I believe, is the mountain range, because the Nile is this blue line here, so these are rivers, and that's pretty crude. Here we see Mauritania at the Pillars of Hercules. Thank you. The pillars. The word pillar didn't want to spit out. Now you've got here the two rivers on both sides. That's the Verde. I believe this is Ptolemaic related, and that's Egypt, Ptolemy. I could be wrong. You can see a river in here. They call it the Niger River. So I think everything's messed up here, right? Mauritania. Somebody like is joking at this point, in my opinion. And I can't remember where this is from. You can find it later on in my presentation. Maybe I should share this. I don't know if I shared it or not. Anyways, here's another one that's very similar. And it's really crude. I think this is the Herodotus map at this point. Maybe I'm wrong about that, because here you can see, again, Mauritania here. This is Ptolemy. And I guess the Ptolemy collection, they'd have different years. This is 150. So it's pretty much 1900 years old. Atlas Mountains, Getulia. I'd like to know more about that word. I'd like to know Garamantis. What's that word? This is all capitals. This is upper and lower case. Also, as you can see, this says Ethiopia Interior down here. So now we know that's not true. Here's in Ethiopia. So I guess that means that this used to be Atlantis, right? And this used to be this tribe, I want to call it a tribe. Anyways, Mauritania wasn't here. I don't understand why it shifted from there to there. So there's obviously some inferiority with this knowledge. This is the Herodotus map, which he didn't draw. He wrote, and this was taken. So this is pretty... by the way, I believe I need to research it more, because I only focused on the Atlas part, and I think I need to see how he connects this in his writings. This is one of my favorite. Now, Andrew Farre, I mean, he does show a connection here. The Pillars of Hercules, it's not going through. So Was he exaggerating? Was he just making it look good? I mean, he's failing you right there. I think that this map was actually recreated. I think it's a recreation of his map. So I don't know why it shows Africa and Spain connected. It's very interesting that that's like that. And you can see what I love about this map. It says Nile flowing from Atlanta. So the Atlas Mountains are here. Atlas, but this says Atlanta. So Atlanta and Atlas are not the same. So flowing from, the Nile flowing from Atlantis. Now there's probably what I interpret to be the Maghreb Sea. But there's definitely, when they show these ancient lakes, they don't show a connection between Nile and the Maghreb Sea. The Maghreb Sea had a connection from leaving through the Taman Reset for sure. I line it up soon. Here's another Herodotus map that somebody made. And let's see, they show, again, Atlantis on this. And they show Garamantes. That's why I'm kind of curious. Now, Garamantes and Atlantis uses the similar font. And then they have a different font for Amman and Syene. Those are cities. Cyrene, that's a city. It doesn't show Egypt. WTF. So, I mean, if Herodotus made this, why don't they put Egypt on the map? Who made this? Obviously, somebody was inspired by Herodotus' writings to make this. Why is there a question mark by the word Atlantis? What is Soleil, if I'm not mistaken. The pillars, Pyrene, the Celts, outer or Atlantic Sea, unexplored. Okay, so anyways, it's an interesting map. The one thing I focused on was this Atlantis. Here's another one that shows Atlantis and Antarantis. What is Antarantis? Was that not one of the siblings of Atlas? Or maybe I'm wrong. You know, who is Atarantis? I still want to know. And I'm going to have to use this video to look it up, or just use my PowerPoint. It's not PowerPoint. It's Google Slides. All right. Gizantis, Evikis. These names are all very interesting. Memphis. Nile flowing. What is this? FL. Man, I think that means river. It doesn't mean... Is that the same word, flowing? I thought the other word didn't have an F. Modern day Africa with everything green. Is that what it looks like? Is it green like that? Let me know, please. If I don't believe it is, but if it is this green, and if I should understand that during springtime it gets this green, I'd like to know, because I do believe we're heading towards a regreening of the Sahara. This is a really nice map, and I don't know where I got it. It's topographical. I actually got it from full size, but the resolution is so good you can see the Eye of Africa right there. And if you see, that's Cape Blanco, you can see the Eye of Africa is pretty much straight line. So when you look at these maps, you can locate it right there. Another thing you would locate is there it is right there. That's the Taman Reset River. You can see it flowing, and it comes down here. So it definitely could have had so many canals feeding. I think we could get a little closer. This little thing, there's a big old mountain right there, and it's dark when you look at Google. And I always thought that it came on this side of that mountain, but I was wrong, according to this. And it flew on the other side of that mountain. So, and that mountain's right there. So there was a big valley or some plain here. There's some more mountains, the Adrar, and then you've got this other, which I think is the level plain Plato wrote about. And anytime you get in the mountains, you can see residual canals. I've already demonstrated that. You can see those around here. You can see them over here. You can see them up here. In this plain, you can see them under the sand dunes, that there are striations where you can see the old floodplain that doesn't have sand. Randall Carlson actually questioned those dunes and wondered if they were really made by wind. Here you can see again the ancient Tamanrasset River flowing. There definitely is a shoreline here, so maybe there was an ancient lake here that nobody's willing to admit. We're a little closer there. I don't know why I'm pointing. Yeah, there it is again. You can definitely see striations going towards the ocean, make you think it has nothing to do with wind. You can see these sand dunes very clearly with this. I think if you put on X-ray glasses, it will be very, very nice. I might be wrong. I forgot where I got this, but it's showing ancient lakes and water basins. And so here's the Maghreb. Here's Mega Chad, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, over here. That's Mega Chad. This is Mega Fazan. They don't talk about Maghreb. They do talk about the Schatz Lake. I think this is actually a different time. These are just evidence, but this one shows the Maghreb Sea and the Tamanrasset coming from it. And I did a little trick here. And by the way, this topographical map, I don't know who made it, but that's really it, right? That's the Maghreb Sea right there. You can kind of see this thing kind of matches this thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's a nice map I found. And you can see the Maghreb Sea goes right on there and lines right up with the actual lines of existing rivers. I had discovered the Tenema crater. I thought that was important, so I put that here. And the fact that it was so close, it could have been part of the cataclysm that destroyed Atlantis. And, of course, there's a look here. Yeah, you can see the point, but that was before I realized you had one right in the center of Atlantis. So this is, yeah, I believe it could have been the same day that those craters were created. It said 17,000 and 40,000 years, I think, on Wikipedia. I don't know where I'm getting these pictures. This is just some tricks I was playing with. This is the mountain I was talking about. There's a lot of ancient canals around there. Now, this is a clip from the Piri Reis map. And it shows, yeah, see, this one I should have put at the top because I really think that it deserves to be talked about the most. I believe what I did was I put all the good pictures at the top here. I was trying to kind of recreate. And so what I want to show you right now, and I'm not going to go back over all that old stuff, don't worry. I don't know why I put this stupid thing here, but you can see the mud bank. You can see the ancient Tamanrasset. You can see the Cape Verde. You can see the Senegal River and the under one that they meet up in inland. I believe that's still true. But this river coming out underneath, this is on the Piri Reis map. And after watching that video, I trust the Piri Reis map more than ever. You can see this king. Is this not the richest man in Africa? Who is this guy? This is from the 1500s, but the map itself was based on more ancient sources. Some people say from the Library of Alexandria. Okay, I'm not gonna stop there because I want to go back down to where I was in this presentation. The ancient Tamanrasset was definitely a separating factor that could have created a separation in the understanding between the difference in continents between, I mean, Plato wrote about the Diver Islands, so don't tell me the Azores is going to be the location. Plato wrote about, one more thing, the fact that it stretched out to Egypt, it stretched out to the Tyrrhenian Sea across Africa. So he wrote about these things. Okay, that was my presentation on. And then I started the 1800s, and I didn't give a lot of credence to these maps. But you do see a river going right underneath the Cape Blanco here. Here's Verde, here's the Senegal. Where's that river going? Can you see Huadain? It must be under the river, right? This one, Cape Blanco, we see nothing. We see Hoden. This is 1851. And you can see it's the, I don't even want to say John Tallis map. Hoden. Okay, so I guess I did all the work. This is another map from 1889, and I did a close-up already. Now know everything, you know it's right here. There's Huadane right there. I don't think I had realized that before. Chingete is there. I call it Chingete. It's probably not pronounced correctly. Chingete. Chingete. I don't know. 1700. Again, you can see Cape Verde. You can see the Senegal. You can see the river going right in. But here, it's not located south. This river is actually located just on Huadane or Huadane. And notice there's a little house here, probably some mansion, or there's little buildings. I think that means cities. This is Timbuktu. Timbuktu, I think it's right here. I want to go there someday, but I also want to go to Huadane. I want to go to the Eye of Africa. 1644. So what I did was I zoomed in on just this part. I didn't show the whole map, but it'll be a good reference to look them up if you want. You can look them up, and now that I know how to search these names much better, I can find the highest resolution very quickly. Again, we can see what this is, a building on the mountain, and that's a building. I don't know if it's a temple. I don't know if it's a castle, but there's one at Hoden. So you've got Hoden, which is now not just a city, the city of Hoden. You've also got Hoden, the nation, the country, the tribe. I don't know. This is 1644, so they had an association between the two areas. They definitely don't show the Eye of Africa. Okay, this is the one by Andrew Farre. I've already talked about this, so I won't say much more, but this is the whole thing. I think it's quite a beautiful shot. This is what I made the thumbnail out of, and I talked about it already. But as we go back, we can see that the Hoden shows up as a major city, a big city. Like no other cities nearby, like that's the only city, Huadane. There it is, but the river doesn't quite reach it. What's this one? This one is at 1584, Abraham Ortelius. Is that the same guy? Wait. That's Andrew Farre. So, see, I don't know who I'm looking at all the times. I don't know who did this one. The river doesn't reach it. You can see the Tropic of Cancer. You can see Cap Blanco is right on the line. So this must be, I think, 22. And this is not, according to that other map here, we see this. We can, oh no, not that one. I don't want to go back. We see it looked like it was the equator, but it wasn't the equator. It was more that's 22 and this is 23. This is 20 or maybe 18. Obviously, this is that Sebastian Munster map that I like so much. It shows so much. It's so beautiful. I really want to make this the thumbnail, but I might not do that this time. What's this guy doing? Monoculi. So that's the guy with one eye. Monoculi. And you can see this big map. This is 1554, Munster Sebastian. He's making the Nile River separate here and come back together, separate here and come back together, go into mountains. That's very spread out. It looks just like those other maps, but it's so much larger. And he's got some specific names here, you know. Okay, I'm going to have a break. This is the Christopher Columbus map. And I do believe that was the one that showed the... Maybe I'm wrong, but I'll have to double check that, because what I want to do now is take a quick break and take a look at the comments. All right. I got one comment since. Hello. Thailand Paul. Okay, since nobody commented, I'm going to go back and keep going. So yeah, this is the Christopher Columbus map. So you have some of the Americas. It's so much worse than the Perry Reese map. This is the map. Okay, so this is the 1459 Fra Mauro map, and it's rotated. I don't know which way is up, but you can see here that's Africa, Spain. And here you have a real problem with, I don't know what you call that in Africa, but Western Africa has a big chunk of land over the Atlantic Ocean. That chunk of land right there, what's that sea called? If you comment and tell me, I'll learn it. Here you can pretty much see no rivers. I think I get a little closer, but there's the Senegal. You don't really see, I believe that's the Canary Islands. This is the Cape Verde Islands. So here's where you would find rivers. Probably, maybe that's Cape Blanco, and maybe this is Cape Verde. Oh, we don't show it? Alright, we don't show it. I'm not going to zoom in there because I never really was impressed. It's a beautiful map. It looks kind of like a lion's head eating something. I think maybe he did that on purpose. Oh, is that close up? Did I just... What happened? Okay, I guess that's closer than I remembered. But if I look at this, I do see like what looks like could be a lake, or is that a notes? Looks like notes and maybe a river, maybe not. Looks like there's some small rivers, but I believe that looks like a river. So maybe there are some rivers right there going over towards... We don't have a Tropic of Cancer in this map. We don't have that one reference, but we do have the Canary Islands. It's below the Canary Islands. There's a river coming out. Then we have a big point, which could be Cape Verde. But you don't see the river north of Cape Verde. So what I'm thinking is that this is Cape Verde and that this is Cape Merrick. But then you don't have the river. So who knows? Who knows? I have to get up close. And maybe I could research that now that I have a better understanding how to search maps. This map, it's kind of the same story. 1300 needed to be rotated. This is another version of the pictures I found. I zoomed in. And as I mentioned, there's maps. I think that you can see some names. Maybe those are not the names of islands. Maybe those are notes. This certainly does look like... What is this? This is a mountain. So this is Morocco. This is a mountain. This is... Where's the Atlas Mountains? This is a very poor map. It looks like a Roman map. Or Apollo. Maybe it's Greek. Maybe it's Ptolemaic. And when I say that, I mean that they're based on the origin maps. Because we know that these maps were copied over and over and over again and sold and profited from. Cartographers copy their maps. I believe that there was more than one copy of the Piri-Reis map. Now this map here is kind of weak. You can see what I believe is the Senegal. You can see what I believe is the Atlas Mountains. But you do have rivers going in. Well, maybe this is the drawer, right? Maybe this does show it. Because you see that these are the Atlas Mountains and any other mountain that goes across northern Africa. And then you've got a separate mountain which is darker. Which is true, right? If you look at the map, the drawer mountains are darker brown. And you see these two rivers going up towards between, maybe that's Wadane, who knows? Or we see the same thing happening here. This was 1154, and the publisher was Mohammad al-Idrisi. And we don't get a close-up, but this is basically, is that the same one? No. But we see a relationship here, this curved mountains, and then you've got this straight mountain. You see that on both maps. I think it's coming from the same source material, but what you get here, you see two rivers going in and coming together into one river, but here you see two rivers staying separate, one going to the mountains, one going north of the mountains, south of the Atlas Mountains. It's pretty small, but I'm sure if you want to get a closer look, you can look that up. In addition, you've got all these other rivers in the northern Africa area. You've also got rivers going across the Sahara, meeting the Nile here. That's the Senegal, right? I think they just assumed it's the Senegal, but other maps show a river going across this way, coming to not the Senegal. The Maghreb Sea, in my opinion. Here's something about Ptolemy. And I believe he was an Egyptian king who had cartographers and did his part in circumferencing the world. Is that a word? Navigating? Not him personally, but sending out boats. Maximus. I don't know. I'd like to read this again. I'm not going to spend time on it now. This is the Ptolemaic map part. Getulia. Does that mean Egypt? Maybe Ptolemy lost a lot of knowledge and he wasn't looking at the ancient information. What year did the Library of Alexandria burn down? All right, I'm almost finished here. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. This one is really hard to see, but this is a mountain range going across Africa here. And you can see, I actually want to take another look at this map again. I don't know if I should zoom in or if we can look at it. We can see some rivers going to the Atlas Mountains. Is that the Adrar? I don't know. We can see a king. We've heard stories about a king who was the richest man in the world. He had more gold than anyone, right? I forgot his name. 450 BC. I think what we're looking at here is a reference to Herodotus. So that's 2,500 years ago. I already showed you these. Now we're getting into some other material. I don't believe it's dome geology. CM Wood Guitar gave me a bunch of locations a long time ago, but we've been through all of these. He had a few new ones right about here. It was a castle. It was a fort that had been dilapidated. Some interesting other pictures of ancient cities. I don't know where this is. I forgot. I used to know. These are notes. I probably shouldn't show you this stuff because it's just notes, but I don't think I have anything naughty. So that's obviously the mountain range that goes across Africa, right? The Atlas Mountains. I don't know where the Atlas Mountains stop and another name starts. Maybe this river? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to go back. These are some other information. These are these things that I found in the desert around the Eye of Africa. I found this. I want to take credit for this. Nobody else can say. I didn't see any other markings. They're 25 meters wide. Now, I don't know how you're going to line up 25 meters and then smaller rocks between them, but I think that there's just one of these hinges I found. I call it a hinge. Stonehenge is not a hinge. Actually, there is a hinge, but somebody says it's not a hinge, whatever. The stone part isn't really the hinge, is it? But I believe a hinge is now an ancient calendar. These are just some old pictures. I don't know what I'm getting at. I'm just going through here quickly. There's some maps that show modern day stuff. I'm just going over it again. I didn't want to go too fast. I don't know what we're looking at here. It was the early days when I was just starting out. This is offshore. There's a pipeline that we discovered. So the Chingeti oil field, what is, oh, that's out in the middle. I don't know. Are they mining oil out there? I thought that there was oil coming out of here. Oh, it's a gas place. Yeah, they've got a gas place out here. There's a pipeline that I've seen. I can't remember where it was, but it's in one of my videos. And they've got some, it goes underground, and then they got these stations that they serve, the smaller stations. Anyways, it's a long time ago, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it goes right across here, or that direction. I'm not sure. So yeah, there's natural gas. There's hot water. We've heard, but I've never seen it. Right? I like to see evidence. This is regarding Western Sahara's free zone, Polisario free zone, and Morocco controlled zone. I'd love some input on that. I need to do my research. I don't know what's going on. I thought that was a beautiful stamp, so I put it in my presentation. This is some of the minerals that came from the Rishat structure. In the early days, I had a variety of photos collected, and that's it. You know, obviously I'm getting to the end. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. Check the comments real quick. I collected them from the internet, Paul. You must have missed my original video that I made 50,000 views on right here. Anthrodata? Anthrodata? You mean man? What does anthrodata on a map mean? Les conquérants. Le conquérant. Conquérant. Le conquérant. I'm trying to pronounce French. Okay, let's see if there's a lot more going on here. Oh yeah, there's other stuff here. I guess I can go over it real quick. There's some other maps, so I'll present it and I'll show you. And then we'll be done. Yeah, Paul, welcome. And this is showing, where is this? This is showing the so-called underwater pyramids, but you can see that this Google Earth sucks in 2019. This is New Earth. And by the way, her channel got reorganized. And she lost... Yeah, look at that. This is so weird, right? Anyways, you can see what's off the coast on Google Earth, but they cover it up. This is just different shots of the Atlantic Ocean and the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, or suture, as Randall Carlson refers to it. This shows Mauritania. You can see that that's the 22-degree line, right? You can see the Tropic of Cancer. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, I guess I cut off the bottom. 1 inch equals 1,000. I can't see it. Okay, well, anyways, it's a good map. It's a good reference. Oh, here we go. I guess what I did was I cut it up so everybody could see it. So 1,000 miles is 1 inch, and what I really wanted to know was what is this line here? So this is the equator for sure. And if this is 23.5, this must be 20, and this must be 10. Okay, so that's probably where I got my mistake. I probably was a little bit... I was making a mistake earlier when I said this was 22 and then this was 20. So I was wrong. This is a great video. If you haven't watched it, The History of the World Every Year, it definitely focuses on mainstream history, but it's good reference, and it even shows the land shorelines changing, and it talks about since 200,000 BCE. So it kind of, if you watch it, we can watch it a little bit. I don't really want to... Oh, this is it? Okay. No, these are my... I'm sorry, that's it. I made a mistake. The next... I only wanted to show... I was talking about this, so I already did it. I already did the work, so I might as well show you the work. This is 200,000 years ago. And take note of around Greece here. Take note of around Australia, Taiwan, and of course... I forgot what you call this. I forgot the word that you used to refer to it. And, of course, the Great Lakes didn't exist yet, apparently, which implies that it was a recent cataclysmic event that formed those lakes, possibly the Younger Dryas event. The ice sheets melted, creating the floods, not really comets. What is this? Splash from the comet which hit here? There was a comet that hit right here. Was that a splash? The Great Lakes are very interesting to me. They appear at 18,000. At that time, we didn't have much. We had advanced cultures, the Gravettian. This was 18,000 BC, so 20,000 years ago. The claim is that those appeared, but this still did not appear. Interesting. The Great Lakes appeared, but this open area up here, I don't know what you call this water. Now, 17,000, you get rid of all this water around Thailand and Taiwan, but we still have this up here. Is that ice? What's going on? I didn't even notice it. You know, I have to be honest, I didn't even notice when that disappeared. So I have to go back and check, and I'm going to update that soon. Not much data changing here, though. Do you notice it's all down below, above in the Arctics areas? We have these big changes, or down in this area near Australia. So according to this idea, the middle area didn't change much. For some reason, the land stays the same. Now, I'm not saying that it's higher, the sea level, right? For some reason, there's some type of a distortion here, or lack of data. 17,000. So I do believe in the previous years that this didn't change much because this line matches the middle line. And I've talked about this point matching the point and this point matching the point. You can see them out in the middle of the ocean. This is 200,000 years ago. We started here and then expanded from there. Now, I believe 40,000 years ago, man started from here. That's my personal belief due to Sumerian culture. I believe that's where the gold mines were, and I believe there's a lot of other stuff we haven't discovered yet. So here we are going 200,000, 197, 190, 180, 134. So we finally get into, I think 134 was when we, according to this guy, according to so-called mainstream history, expanded into Mesopotamia. Which I also don't really think, I mean, also another thing that's important to notice is you can see I mentioned Greece, but I forgot to mention here, the land came out to here 20,000 years ago. Let's go look at those other maps. Yeah, right there, you can see this is 200,000, and you notice here sea levels move. There was a place where that had a little bit of a time. I don't know. There's more water. There's more water. So maybe there were higher cliffs in Africa that turned into sand. Who knows? It seems to me maybe where the water was here, there were just high cliffs. So when the water rose, the water just went straight down. Maybe it changed just a little bit. Why is it not changing? I don't know. Same question applies for all these areas here. Maybe when they broke apart, there's more cliffs, so the water moved a little bit, but it had to go up a cliff and never made it. I don't know. So, this is Bright Insights thing. I don't have any belief that this ever happened, but he says when you raise the water, you can see the concentric circles. I don't think you needed the water to raise because you had the ancient Tamanrasset River. All right, so how many, we only have two here, right? 1, 2. So we have the middle island, and then we have the outer, and then we have another, and then we have one more. What is it that we see in real life? We see 3, or maybe some of those areas were actually one island. Or maybe Sais, the Temple of Sais, where Solon got his informant, had their data wrong. This is Africa. This is the United States. All right, I'm done here. Okay, I should have mentioned this a long time ago. The prime meridian didn't exist until 1884. So I have to move that. That's the Tropic of Cancer. I need to move that to the top of my presentation. I don't know why these are not at the top of the presentation. This is an interesting map from the local area. I think that you might have fun. You can look that one up. Maybe if you type that in, I think I did it. I typed that in, but I couldn't find a digital version of this. This is something somebody hand drew. And maybe the words here was done by some type of a... I mean, you can see everything here is hand drawn, but here it's printed. So, good question on who did it. It's an interesting map. It says Guel Rishat. So, according to my understanding, Rishat means it's what was the word? It's sunk down in, and then Guel means center or heart. I forgot. Wadan, W-A-D-A-N. Where's Wadane? Down here? Chingeti's there. These words, that must be the local language, eh? You can see this shoreline. What is it referred to as? This blue shoreline. It's a cliff. It's a mountain cliff. El Bayed. I mean, these places have names, but their populations are very small. Attar, big city there, eh? Chingeti, pretty big. I'd like to go to Attar and then drive from there. Or maybe even another form of transportation like motorcycle. This is, forgot how many miles. Well, this says right here, 60 kilometers, so that's about 6,100. This is 25 right here. So if that's 25, this is the places I want to go. I'd like to go to the end here. So basically that's 100, 100. 4 of these is 100. That's 100, that's 100, that's 100, that's 100. Probably best to get a motorcycle or a 4x if you can afford it. Obviously, I'd love to have a 4x. You can do the whole thing in one day. All right, that's it, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I am gonna move this stuff right now. Well, maybe I'll wait. I'm gonna go back to the comments. Any more comments? No more comments. I've talked for an hour and 15 minutes. One of these is 100. That's 100. You've seen all my maps. This was my big map collection, and there was a lot of other information. Paul, maybe you missed the beginning. I don't know what type of anthro data you're talking about, but I have 5 concurrent viewers. Okay, last chance to comment on anything. Tomorrow I'll do a video. Well, I don't know. I might be busy. My plan is to start talking about this symbol. And if there's any relationship to the squatting man. This is called the squatting man symbol with the dots. This is according to the Electric Universe. What was it called? The Thunderbolts Project. They claim that this was some type of an event that occurred, and that circle could have been what created our Rishat structure. Was it? Pardon me. Got a little dry-throated. Wasn't it possible that this is what created the Rishat structure through some type of a electric universe Carrington event that caused a plasma circle? Perhaps sometime in between these other cataclysmic events. So I'm going to actually, you know what, before the presentation tomorrow, I got to go to the Thunderbolts Project and see what they say. I got to warm up, guys. It's already after 5. Have a nice day. One more chance on the chats. No more chats. What does this say? So stupid. Oh, by the way, yeah. Who was it? Austin, you were right. I have to reset this every single time. You got to reset the live chat. Take it off slow mode because I don't have trolls. Reset your monetization. So today I decided to skip these. Let's see if it made a difference. Having a little bit of an allergy attack. Actually, what's happened is I've got a heater on by my feet. It's dried my lungs out. So I've got dry lung. All right, look at that. Chat rate, playbacks. What's this? Chat rate. Playbacks. Nice. 37, 38. This is very nice. I'm happy with that number, but here's the problem is monetization disappears and all my everyday viewers are never getting money because I get demonetized. All right. I saw this. I'm going to try to lower the bit rate. Austin, you told me to do that a long time ago. I'm doing it next. Bye-bye.